The highly anticipated Netflix series Avatar: Last Airbender live action remake is finally released on Netflix, and is this the best thing on Netflix right now? The live action remake of Avatar: Last Airbender has been a very highly anticipated project for me, and one that had gave me a lot of worry. I mean, if you guys have seen the M. Night Shyamalan movie and the absolute dumpster fire of a movie that is, this will give you a lot of worry. Just straight out of the gate, yes, this show is better than the movie, but I don't think it's really anywhere near the level of the animated show. The action in this was really good. I liked the visuals, and some of the characters were really good. Other than that, other than the visuals, everything else really about this show wasn't that great.
See, for me, my bar was set a little lower. I'd never seen the animated series. I'm not a fan of the lore of it. So I did watch the movie. I did think the movie sucked. So I went in here with
So
like
bad.
very low expectations. I thought the trailer was really cool,
Hmm.
but I told Griff within the first two episodes. I saw two episodes the first night, and I immediately told Griff, I'm like, this better get a lot better very fast because it's not engaging me. And it didn't. Sadly, it didn't. I was able to finish it. I finished it yesterday, but I just never found myself that gripped into it. I'm curious, people I've spoken to Griff at length about it, but fans of the anime, like, how do you guys feel about it? Because I don't have that like to to fall back on. This is just my opinion, just on the Netflix show. And there were times where I was bored out of my mind. I wanted to leave. I wanted to pause. I wanted to saying that I still think this was better than Rebel Moon. It was better than Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson, I wanted to check out first episode. I never wanted to go back to that.
Yeah.
This was still entertaining to me because I didn't know what twists and turns may happen. I had to stay invested in it because unlike Percy Jackson, where I was already familiar with the other two movies, I had never seen the animated series here, so I didn't know any of the characters. And one could say, well, you saw the movie, Edward. Yeah, but I don't remember that shit. I just remember it
It's so
sucked. I remember
forgettable.
watching it in movie theaters and saying, shit, this movie bombs. That's
Yeah.
all I remember from it. So I didn't remember the characters' names or what the characters were doing or why they were doing what they were doing.
Funny
Um,
enough, the names in the movies were all mispronounced.
so with here, I was just like, it's got to get better. It's not horrible. I'm not going to sit here and trash the show. The visuals are, I like the visuals.
Yeah, visuals are
The
great.
special effects look dope, but I was never invested in the story. I was never made to feel like I needed to care about any one of these characters could have died, even the little bald boy, and I
And
wouldn't have cared.
that's my exact issue with this show. So yeah, I'm gonna draw a lot of comparisons to the animated show. I've seen the animated show like 6 or 7 times at this point. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. But I guess one thing that it did do well is like it did have a lot of foreshadowing and things we didn't necessarily get to see in the animated series, and that was great. But the biggest issue with this show is exactly what Edward just said. We weren't made to care about these characters because they really stripped most of these characters of their identity. They are not nearly as deep as they were in the animated series, and they just lost a lot of their personalities. I mean, the only one that I would say did really well was Zuko, but Aang, Katara, Sokka, they just were kind of pale imitations. I think that just really sucks because the best part about the show is just these characters and their character development because they have some of the best character arcs out of any show I've seen. And we just
That
don't
sucks
get
to
that
hear.
here. Because, yeah, these
That
characters, as you
really sucks to
said,
hear.
they're flat. They're just not nearly as engaging or as expressive. And some of the dialogue just makes you want to groan. I think I groaned aloud twice while watching this show just because the dialogue just got Very bad. I also think some of the acting, especially in the earlier episodes, wasn't that great. It was a little bit not difficult to watch, but you can really tell that
It
they,
felt long
yeah.
for 8 episodes. It felt long.
And the weird thing is, like, that's the same amount of length as the animated show. Like, it's 24, 20-minute episodes, so it adds up to 8 hours. But they took so much away and added a bunch of unnecessary scenes that really took away from the characters. Like, I can't say it, but there's just a lot of unnecessary added scenes that I just kind of wish they stuck more to the animation. And for some reason, for one or two episodes in particular, they combined 9 different episodes into those 2 episodes, which was just really weird and felt off. A lot of this show just kind of felt off, like we were just seeing a knockoff adaptation of it. Like, yeah, we had a lot of the same things on paper, but it failed to keep all the things that we really loved about the show into this live action adaptation.
Would Is there going to be a season two?
It's unconfirmed. However, they are making more animated content. There's going to be a animated movie around the around the Last Airbender as adults coming out next year, but there's still no word on a renewal for season 2.
I think they should not do it. I think they should just stick to the anime.
I agree, especially since they like the people that made Avatar Last Airbender opened up their own Avatar studios, animation studios, so they can continue working on this because of how many people like these projects. So they're going to continue to work on it. They have 2 movies confirmed already. We don't really need the live action, especially when for the same time, same like length, you can go watch the animation and it's funnier, characters are more developed. Yes, I understand why they changed some of it, but I don't think changing the characters so you get rid of the character development makes any sense. I would say go watch the animation if you haven't seen any of these. Just go to watch the animation instead. It's also on Netflix. Skip the live action. Maybe come back to it if you are a fan of it, but it's not one that you really need to see. But with that being said, it's also a very polarizing show from what I've read online. People either really love it or really hate it. My dad, he watched it with me. He only saw most of season 1 and he liked the live action more than the animated series. I think he's absolutely insane, but some of you guys may resonate a little bit more with that. It's like I said, very polarizing. People either really like it or really hate it.
Now, for me, it's a miss. I wouldn't
Yeah,
recommend that you guys spend your time watching. I mean, there's so many other things that you guys could be doing with yourselves than watching this. So, like I said, I've never seen the animated. I don't know if I'm gonna give it a shot.
you should.
Maybe at some
Leia would
point, but
love it. I'm not
I
joking.
would skip this. I would definitely not give this a shot. However, if you have to choose between this and some of the other things we've seen this year, I'd probably give this, final thoughts on it. It's a miss for me.
Yeah.
Definitely wouldn't rewatch.
Yeah, very fair. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts about the live action adaptation of Avatar Last Airbender. If you haven't seen either of them, go watch the animation.
Take care, guys.